Hello, everybody. It's Lawyers and Dragons time again. And I have to tell you, it is very warming, I think, to all of us to watch the chat get excited about the intro, which is still one of the best things David has ever done, as long as we're also including the rest of these episodes to go with them.
I'm going to say, that's faint praise right there.
Oh, come on. That intro is fantastic. Everybody loves it. I want to thank Vintage Willow, put 10 memberships on the channel already. Just a fantastic morning. And I say that because things are very, very dire for my character at this point in time, and I don't want to address them. And the longer that I keep talking, the longer it takes for me to get into the situation that I'm in. And David can't kill me that quickly. So I want to welcome everybody back. We're in the middle of the battle. David's going to give everything to us as a kind of summary, as he does. But I know I'm in a bad state, as Ian reminded all of Twitter and social media at about 3 a.m. this morning. So with that, folks, welcome back to Lawyers and Dragons. We're excited to be here. David, take it away.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Lawyers and Dragons. This is our...
Is it not a fine day to not be stabbed through the gut?
It's always a fine day to not be impaled.
I tell you what, Twitter is enough of a hellscape, Ian, that I thought somebody was literally threatening me until I saw what you
But were they verified? That was the question.
Yeah, they have a check mark.
Yeah,
Was it the real Ian Runkle, or was it an Ian Runkle parody account?
That's right.
It's
Verified
Ian
death threats.
with a Z at the end. All right, well, we're going to jump right back into this. A lot has happened, both in the real world and in the game world, and we're going to go through all of that. So we've got last session where you guys were sailing your way to try to get back to that second tree that you were being sent on this quest to go and protect. And so you sailed your way there. A lot of conversations happened, a little bit of, I would say, infighting of sorts of, we'll talk about this later, which I think everybody said at least once, which is pretty funny. Which carried us on to getting to Hoeg, where the city is in total chaos, everybody's running around like mad. Something is on fire. You guys run up this hill and arrive at the tree to watch as there's this magical dragon hawk that is fighting these rogues. And up at the front by the tree, you're watching as somebody approaching clearly resembles the Black Knight of many episodes before, and fighting a bunch of clergy people. You guys stood your ground, decided to fight against the rogues, and you started fighting them, taking a lot of them down, doing a very good job with that. And we kind of ended where there is now 3 remaining, and you've got Gimlet and Ghostblade on one side towards the back in this open courtyard. You've got Lima running up, getting closer to where nobody is. And nobody at the end of last session had struck the Black Knight in the helmet, knocking his helmet down and revealing his face, which is very, very battle worn and scarred and burnt. To which point the Black Knight turned and impaled nobody through the body and leaving his very large sword straight through him. And that is, well, we're going to pick up there in a second. But first, we're going to jump over to the rest of the crew. And actually, in the effort of this is a new session, everybody re-roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
And because I am away from my original desk and do not have the original initiative order. So let's just do it together.
That's kind of what I figured.
You didn't need to tell us. I rolled an 8.
That's a 9 for me.
And a 9
That's a
for
21
me.
on my end.
Ooh, I'm going last.
You guys are
The
all
rest
slow
of us
folks.
barely equal his altogether. It's just like 21.
What did nobody get?
9.
Okay.
Also, does this mean that nobody has picked up an extra sword?
Well, there
Yeah,
are semantics.
But this time, and instead of it being in the belly of a beast, it's in his belly.
It's a very
I just feel
belly-oriented
like-
campaign.
Every time that nobody gets into trouble, he comes away with an extra weapon.
And they're often cursed, but yes.
And to be clear for the audience out there, what is nobody's current hit points?
Now, I don't know. You never share your people's hit points with us, David.
Well, I'm the guy that runs the monsters. I'm not supposed to.
Nobody presently has 6 hit points remaining.
Okay, there we go.
No.
That's just to be clear.
That's less than optimal.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what was that? The swing was 26 or something
24
like that.
damage.
All right.
Yeah, well, hey, just 'tis but a flesh wound, right?
It is.
I mean,
but a flesh
just
wound.
don't take any more swings like that.
Come back here. I'll bite your ankles off.
So there are still 3 other of those rogues on the field, and you've got right now. There's that Dragon Hawk is currently floating in the air. Had just picked up those 2 guys. Gimlet, it is your turn, and as you're looking around, there is a tremendous amount of smoke through the area that's being let off by this bird that is on fire. Give me a perception check.
All right.
I thought I murdered all the rogues.
There's
definitely 2 in the Dragonhawk's hand, and there's 1 still on the ground.
That is a nat 20.
Okay, so Gimlet, as you're looking around, and again, I believe you had just crushed one of those other guys in the hand. But as you look around, you're able to kind of pierce through this smoke, and you watch as that sword goes straight through nobody.
All right. Well, let's, I guess, get a little closer because most of my spells are not great range spells. So how far away is nobody?
From where you are, he's about 80 feet away.
I ran too fast and too far.
You certainly did.
Mistakes were made.
I delved too deep.
Oh, look, I've been impaled.
Well, I'm going to move 25 feet closer. And I'm still too far away to be useful, but I will cast a ray of frost towards the guy who is menacing and adding extra iron to nobody's diet. I'm going to ray of frost that guy. All right.
Good to see your soundboard working, Gimlet.
AC 13.
13 is a miss.
Damn.
All right, so I'm going to ray of frost at nobody. Oh wait, no, that doesn't make. That's not confusing at all. It just goes into the air. It affects.
Okay.
Just like some snowflakes.
No one.
No one.
Nobody. You see as like a glimmer of snowflakes start to float in front of you.
I would like to build a snowman.
We need to get you a better nickname.
Why are you name shaming me? What is this?
Because it's confusing.
I'm about
Nobody
to die.
is nowhere with no one else.
Well, I guess if you die, then it'll be less confusing. So that is an option. But I was hoping for a non-death
rude.
option.
No.
Gimlet is sour in the middle of this battle. You know, one of us has a sword through their gut.
He
Well,
reminded
that
you
is
of that
true.
last night.
It is the Black Knight's turn. Now he has just stabbed you and then kind of like released his hand, leaving his sword inside of you. And he's just going to turn away. He is not even paying attention. He's turning away from you.
Rude.
And
No, I'm grabbing him back again.
Oh,
Well, it's not your turn.
Well, this is some initiative BS here.
Well,
He just derailed me.
yeah, at the most, you would have an attack of opportunity. All he's done is put his back to you, so you would be able to swing with your.
All right, I'm happy to grab him when he comes back.
You've got the advantage now because he's been disarmed. You've got his sword.
but he's almost been disemboweled.
Not much of an advantage there, actually.
Nobody,
6
are
to
you going
1?
to swing on him with your flail?
Am I going to swing on him with my flail?
Yes.
No, I'm going to shout at him, "Get back here!"
Okay. I will.
He's going to be like, "Oh right, I forgot something.
no.
Let me just."
All right. Yeah, I forgot this. Give me a persuasion check.
How persuasive is nobody with a sword in his stomach?
I probably pretty persuasive. I would say roll with advantage on that.
14.
On a 14, he's just going to like kind of look back over his shoulder and be like, "You could have left this alone. You could have gone home."
Get back here. It's time to talk.
Okay. And with that, it's Ghostblade's turn.
I love it.
So last I recall, I'm kind of hiding in the smoke still. Where are the rest? Where are the rogues that are not yet dispatched versus where nobody is?
Well, so there's 2 of them that are currently being held up by the Dragonhawk, and then there is 1 still on the ground that's looking around.
And how far away is nobody?
From where you are, because you had moved up a little bit, he's about 60 feet from you.
All right. Let's try to clear the field of the last rogue, one that's down, and then try to get over to nobody. So let's do sneak attack on the last rogue that's down.
Sneak attack. Go for it.
So 2 daggers. That worked okay the last time. Let's see if it works today. First one didn't work. There was an 8 to hit.
That is a miss.
Second dagger. Ooh, a 6 to hit.
I feel
Is
like
he
the
down?
theme song. I feel like the theme song for our combat today is Yakety Sax.
This is pretty bad. Yeah. If he's
Sadly-
down, is he prone?
The rogue?
I can't.
Yeah.
The rogue is not down.
Dang it.
I don't have the license for Yakety Sax, so I can't put it on my soundboard.
Can I just say,
just
fourth of
imagine
all,
it being played right now.
one of my favorite things of this entire season is Rob now trying to negotiate for advantage in like every instance. It's like, well, wait, whoa. Is he
Hey,
prone?
you know what? You get cheated out of advantage on one occasion with a certain
Wow, he's
gremlin that's
holding on to
down
that.
behind a witness stand. You get cheated out of advantage on one occasion, and that's all it takes to learn the lesson that you always kind of push for it.
Yeah, he's
All right,
traumatized
so
now. It's
both of those miss. So I'm gonna try to sneak back into the smoke, but move closer to where nobody is. So I'm gonna take my motion that direction.
Give me a stealth check. So
Stealth
to be
check.
clear, you have moved through the smoke, swung at this guy, missing both times,
Yep.
and then shift right back into the smoke.
Yeah.
Shimmy
So
back.
how's an 18 do for that?
That is, yeah, you have successfully moved back into the smoke. The guy is looking around like, what was that? It was like a ghost.
Something
Blade.
smashed me and then ran away.
Would have been even awesomer if you hit him, but hey.
I know. You know what? Sometimes you take what you can, and you get in, you get out.
You take the good, you take the bad. I get it.
Yeah.
With that, it is nobody's turn.
You're
Nobody.
darn right.
You've been impaled. You have called for him. You said, we're going to talk. You've got a cat on your shoulder.
Hmm.
You got a sword through you. It's your turn.
Can I reach him?
He's within 5 feet. Both of your hands are full.
What's my right hand full? A flail?
You have a flail in your right hand.
And blood.
And
Your
blood.
All right.
blood.
You could
I,
turn around and stab him with the bit of sword that's sticking out.
Give me a hug.
Just
Here's
spin
your-
around in circles.
Here's what I'd like to do, David. I'd
Yes.
like to drop the flail. I would like to pull up on the sword as
Oh,
much
no.
as necessary to get up on him.
Ooh.
I'd like to pull him with my empty right hand that held the flail around and simultaneously hold up the golden gun to his left temple.
Okay. So there's a lot of things we have to do here.
We'll roll as much as you want, David.
Right. First thing, Constitution check to see if you take damage from pulling yourself further on the sword.
All right. Nat 20.
In a fit of heroic energy. Actually, before we continue, Lima, give me a perception check. Because
Okay.
you are close enough to be able to see this. I just want to make sure
Okay.
you can.
6.
Lima, you can kind of see something's happening up there. You don't have full line of sight.
Okay.
Nobody. You have hoisted yourself forward on the sword. The edge of the sword now hits the ground behind you. So
That's
it's
a big
like
sword.
kind of down. It's huge. It's gigantic. It's
Okay.
like World of Warcraft physics
All
sword
right.
here we're dealing
Big
with.
sword.
You hoist yourself up on it. You've dropped your flail. You can do that freely.
I'm
Give
now
me a-
pulling his right shoulder around in like a this and this move.
I need an athletics check or a strength check for that, but both would be the same +2.
Okay. 20.
Oh,
Wow.
Nicely
Nobody-
done. Somebody's got a good roll.
Here we
In the
go.
fit of all of this energy and tensions are high, and there's a sword in through you, you hoist yourself up, spin him around, gun to his temple. And Lima, as the dust kind of clears, that's all you see. So you didn't see that rotation. You just see it go from 1 to gun to his head.
Okay, so I can see nobody with the gun to the head.
Right.
Okay.
I said we need to talk.
I'm not talking to you.
Well, you're gonna talk, or else I'm gonna pull this trigger.
Persuasion check.
You know, that's
I'm
that's
sorry,
poor gun
intimidation
safety.
check.
is anyone else really nervous right now? Like just me? Me? Am I the only
Yeah,
one?
but I'm also really giddy, so I feel like I'm trying to keep myself from like giggling this whole time.
Intimidation with
Very
advantage
serious
because you have a
moment.
gun to his head.
That's true. Gun
I
to the
feel
head.
like that is a good source of advantage.
Right, isn't it? Yeah,
Intimidation
on a
checks.
16.
Yeah.
16.
He's going to say, go ahead, do it. I'm not afraid of you.
Don't make me do this, Ryan. You explain yourself. Why is this happening? Why has this always happened? Why have you been like this your whole life?
Hold up.
Can I hear this? Like, am I close enough to hear this?
You could Lima can definitely hear this.
Okay.
What about Gimlet?
Gimlet is still several feet away. So
Yeah, he's
probably
about 40
not.
feet away.
Everybody else give me a perception check.
Because
I'm
I
assuming-
really want to hear this. Can I do
I'm
a perception
assuming
to really
nobody
wanna hear
not
it?
whispering.
Nobody is getting to as loud a volume as he can in his current circumstance.
Right.
I can't hear Jack. I rolled a 7.
Ghostblade is too busy being Ghostblade, shifting through the smoke.
Yeah.
What'd Gimlet get?
1 second here for perception. That's an 18.
Can Lima do like a screaming over her shoulder of what's being said so that I can hear it?
Would you like me to describe it for you?
You gotta see this, Ghostblade.
Nobody has
Plus,
a
she also
sword in
gives
his
away your
stomach.
position.
We're dealing with family drama. Like seriously.
Nobody's doing some Dragon Ball stuff up here.
Like the domestic relations attorney really wants to hear what's going
Yeah.
on in the family.
I feel like instead of combat, we should really be hiring them a therapist.
How about,
Just like-
how about this, Glitterblade? I'll thaumaturgy a whisper to you of like what it is that I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Everybody just needs to sit down and talk about this.
Ghostblade is the
Rumors would
Gimli
really
of
be
the
a
group.
problem in Dungeons and Dragonland, wouldn't they? Wow.
He can't see what's going on, can't really hear what's going on, and that's okay. Something tells me that's fine.
It's
So,
fine. It's fine. I'll
We're
make it.
fine. Everything is fine.
Everything is
Everything's
fine.
on fire.
Everything is fine.
Drinks coffee.
Twitter is fine. Crypto is fine. Nobody is fine.
Oh God.
I couldn't have,
Crypto is not fine.
I've had a
Lockheed
week of
Martin's
thinking
fine.
about this. I couldn't have asked for those roles. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, well, you've got him. And so you're yelling this why, and he's gonna like hesitate for a minute. He's gonna be quiet, and then you're just gonna hear a whisper come out of him. You wouldn't understand. There's too much.
Well, you're going to have to try. From the moment From the moment I arrived at the orphanage, you treated me like this. You and Matrick, that bully. And now, here, at this magic tree, you're trying to bring your hate, your disgust, your ridiculousness to all of us. Why? Explain.
It wasn't our fault. Everything that happens here is because of those things. And he just kind of points to the tree.
The tree. You're going to blame a tree for being you my whole life.
Persuasion check.
What is happening? This is a
15.
telenovela.
Except good.
All Dungeons and Dragons got to have moments like this at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
It's got to happen. On a 15 persuasion check, even with that, he's just like, there's a kind of, he just kind of like stops fighting you for a second, whereas before he would have been tense. He just like stops being so tense. And actually, give me a perception check while you're at it.
15.
On a 15.
Wow.
So you're going to
Nice.
notice, nobody, that he stops fighting for a second. And you can kind of see the glimmering coming from his hand. And
Can I examine it?
you'll remember, and
Okay.
as you look down, he took the other amulet from that rogue.
Okay.
And he still has it in his hand, and it is glowing very brightly right now. And so he's going to just kind of say to you, like just under his breath, whispering, I can't make right everything from the past, but I can make sure we all have a better future. And with that, he's going to pick his hand up and crush the amulet.
No.
He's going to crush that amulet.
Does Lima see this?
Yes. And with that, it's Lima's turn.
That's your exact reaction. Is this sudden gasp of because
So
undoubtedly she
Lima's now at
recognizes
murder,
it, right?
murder.
Lima's like, I'm going to wrap him in bacon and eat him with the pigs. Let's go.
Yes.
You can't eat everything we fight.
Cannibalism.
Hey, wasn't it Willy Wonka that said everything is edible? You know, but it's frowned upon in some countries.
That's true. Oh, I forgot about that.
There. Yeah.
And Pratchett, who said everything is edible, but some things are only edible once.
Yes.
So Lima is going to use Divine Star. She's going to cast Divine Star because she's close, right? She's like,
Oh yeah, you're within range. Yeah, you're like
okay.
20 to 30 feet away from him. They're a couple feet
So
away. as well.
she's going to cast Divine Star, which will also heal. That should also heal nobody.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure. I'm reading it again to make sure.
It's like you kind of heal him, but like he still has a sword through him. So
Yeah,
He's
how
still-
much
how
healing are we doing at the
You're
moment?
Okay, so can she do this? Can she run up, take the sword out, and then also cast Divine Star at the same time?
Don't take it out.
give me,
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
holding,
take it out at
that's
some
holding
point.
the organs in.
Don't take it out.
yeah.
Are you just going to heal around this thing? It's like the
We'll worry about that later.
Lima turns into a doctor right now. Let's find out together, folks.
I mean, it'll be helpful to be able to use this sword, right? So yeah, she's gonna do it.
Lima,
She's gonna take
if Lima
out the
tries to
sword.
take this sword out of my belly, I'm keeping it
She's
in.
gonna- yeah, she's
Nobody
gonna-
will
she's
have
gonna
a
run up-
conflict check.
Take it
just
out and then cast Divine Star.
isn't nobody like up like on?
I'm not
the
doing
sword?
another constitution check.
Basically,
I'm holding
yeah.
the sword in.
Well, to be
Lima's-
clear, the hilt of it is on his chest, and there's a guy in between that.
Lila's trying to recover the sword. She's like
he's a
let's-
skewered. Like you ever
let's
see like the little
prioritize the
skewers you put
important
on a
thing.
grill? Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
he looked like.
Wait,
Like-
so there's someone between him and the hilt?
Well, the hilt went through his chest,
Yes.
Uh-huh.
and then he's now grabbed the guy and is holding him like on top of himself.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
He is
It's Rhine hilt me.
Right.
Okay.
he's got some extreme body mod stuff going on.
This is very much
complicated.
cramping my style. All right. So then you know what? All right. So here's what she's gonna do. Instead, she's gonna reevaluate, and she's going to cast on the Dark Knight blindness and deafness.
Oh.
I think he has to roll a save for that. So let's find out how he does.
And you also have to pick one of them, I think.
Yes.
I think it
So you
does
choose
blindness
blind or deaf.
deafness.
I will make him blind.
Oh. You go.
He's been
He
blind
rolled an
this whole
11.
time.
Ooh.
I believe the save is a 13, so he is
Yes.
blinded.
Yes. Blinded him.
Wow. That's
Nobody-
a facial
you'll-
expression I don't think we've seen on David before. You might have just caught him off guard.
What is that?
Well, this is like, all right, we'll find out what happens, kind of thing. Like, let's just run it and see. I have very little expectations on this stuff like this. Nobody, as you're holding this guy down, you're just going to see as like kind of a cloud of gray smoke appears over his eyes. So you can't really see his face. It's just this cloud of smoke is appearing over his face. You wouldn't really know
Nobody-
what's causing that.
Yeah, nobody probably thinks that's when he crushed the amulet. He made him.
Probably.
I'd be willing to bet. Seeing as I am nobody, so yeah.
Oh. Blinded by the light.
Lima, is there anything else you're going to do on your turn?
So Lima's also going to get right next to nobody, to be ready to help in some way when he next needs some sort of healing.
I give her a nod.
With the
A sword through your body and you've got a gun
You know,
held
Yeah,
to
she's
your
just-
head.
she's just
Sword
gonna-
off
You've
the
just
schnock.
gotten this really dramatic conversation done. You look over your shoulder, you give Lima.
Yeah, the-
And then Lima's just gonna look at him and go,
it's
again.
the office nod.
And then
with
she's gonna
that,
look up at Hardy, who's still on his shoulder, I presume, and just be like,
Hardy is, as you look over, you'll see Hardy is sitting in like a beach chair and he's eating popcorn like the Michael Jackson meme.
Yeah. And
Like-
does he have like a handkerchief there, like dotting his eye like every time?
Oh yeah, but there's no tears at all. He's
None.
just faking, nat 20 performance check. And with that, it is the Dragon Hawk's turn. And so, Ghostblade, you're going to, because you're really the one that's there, and the rest of you will see this. Gimlet, you'll also see it as the Dragon Hawk just lands and begins like climbing itself up, charging up towards the tree, but really charging after where nobody is holding the knight.
Didn't the Dragonhawk have rogues in his talons?
Oh yeah, they're still there. They're dead. They're very much crushed and still being
Okay.
dragged
I
along
was
the
going to say,
ground.
because
Yes.
when they land, so,
Ragdolls.
like he's wearing rogue shoes.
Right, yes, definitely rogue
Okay.
shoes. Right, leaving a little trail of red behind.
I feel his vibe. I like this.
It
this
is.
guy.
It
He's
is
good.
definitely a vibe. He's an angry dragon chicken that's on fire with corpse shoes.
Rogue shoes.
Pretty metal. Gimlet, it's your turn.
Okay. There's a lot of family drama going on. Gimlet's going to move another 25 feet up. I don't really know what to do about the drama.
Does
But I
anybody
should-
ever know what to do about the drama? That's the real question.
Well, I feel like the solution might be Tasha's hideous laughter. So I feel like uncontrollable laughter is really what
Please
the
tell
drama
me that-
calls for.
The Black Knight's going to be blinded and hit with a spell of uncontrollable laughter.
What's the
That is
DC save?
14.
He rolled another 11.
What does this do to him?
It makes him
So-
uncontrollably start laughing.
So he falls prone and is incapacitated by the laughter. And he gets to make saves at the end of each of his turns.
He falls
But-
prone. So do I lose my?
So what happens is
You probably have to write that down.
so there's a bunch of things that's going to happen here because as you're holding him, he's kind of like gone blind, but you don't know he's blind.
Okay.
And he just like and he breaks into this maniacal laugh, and he just like kind of dead fishes as you're holding him, like like this maniacal laughing.
I'm gonna try to keep him in my grip and in the stance that I had and fall with him.
Well, I don't know if you have an option. You're kind of like skewered through the body. Like you
No, I
guys
got
go down.
the sword's all out the back. I believe I can fall forward on him.
Nobody. I need another Constitution save because now that
Oh,
you're
no.
being jostled and you have a sword through you.
Oh, no.
You got it, David.
I'm kind of hoping I didn't murder nobody, but you know,
We are 32 minutes in, and this is already so intense.
Nat 20, y'all.
Oh,
What?
what is happening?
This is
What
this
is
is the game
happening?
of high rolls for nobody. Like the last couple weeks have been bad for nobody, but like
Nobody, as like he starts to go down like limp, but the sword that had gone through you and you pulled yourself up on it has like wedged into the ground and is holding you up too, so you don't go down. I need a strength check.
Where am I?
9.
Nobody on a 9. You're not really able to hold him up as safely as you were before, and he kind of starts to sloop down a little bit. Now, it's not your turn.
Stop laughing.
He gets louder as you tell him to stop laughing. He gets louder, and it's this maniacal like like kind of laugh. You still have a cannon to his head.
he had too much of Lima's tea.
All right, I was able to hold it to his head.
Oh yeah, no, you still have it to his head. It's instead of being here, it's kind of down. You're just holding him down. He's not doing anything, but he still has that crushed energy in his hand, and it is his turn.
It's very important that I keep that cannon to his head, David.
Of course, as it would be. It's also very important you get off of this sword soon.
I was gonna say.
I don't know how many Constitution checks I can survive. This is true.
Gimlet, what is the hideous save? Because it's his turn. He has to roll the save.
It's DC 14, so at the end of his turn, he gets to make a save. But
okay,
I am really interfering with the touching family moment, I feel like, but that's probably okay.
It's Dungeons and Dragons like this either way. This is still pretty on point. He rolls a 14 exactly. So he is kind of
he makes
slumped.
the save.
Yeah, he makes the save, and he just kind of like stops laughing. Nobody, and you're just kind of like dealing with him. Nobody, you get this sense over yourself, like you've beat him to submission here. He's downed. He's on a knee. He clearly can't see. He just kind of like puts his head down a bit, and as like the laughing just kind of like slowly stops, like the Joker in the Joker movie, how it was like painful. It's that level of laughing, and he kind of stops. And you're gonna look and see like the light on his hand is becoming almost blinding for yourself. And so anybody looking at this, it's seriously that glow from this cracked amulet is expanding.
What have you done?
And he can't answer that yet because he's completely used up his turn. It is Ghostblade's turn.
I don't know what to do.
Ghostblade, the last thing you saw is the giant chicken that is charging up there to attack them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's charging up there to attack them. How far is the chicken? Oh, that's a big chicken. I don't know if I want to draw the chicken's ire. How far am I from everybody? Like, I've got the rogue that I just tried to dispatch.
So you and Gimlet are still on like the main courtyard, and then there's this short bridge up to the tree. So you're still on the main courtyard.
I feel like the least controversial thing I can do is go after this other rogue again.
That's fair.
Like that's like, I don't want to interfere with the family drama. Every time somebody goes and tries to mess with the sword or this thing going on, somehow nobody has to throw a Constitution save. And I don't know how many more nat 20s he has left in his hands. So
All of them.
We're gonna try and
I've
attack this rogue again.
I've got a way to get the sword out.
I'm gonna leave the magic to the magic people. I don't have the magic. I've got the magic.
Oh, I don't have a good way to get the sword out that doesn't cause damage. I've got just a bad way.
Gimlet is going to multi-class into surgeon today.
I could just turn it into bonk.
We're gonna sneak attack with we're gonna use the soul stealing dagger and the regular dagger on the rogue.
Okay.
Oh, that was hovering over a 20 for so long until it hit a 7.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That 7 is a miss.
I don't have the magic. 15.
15's a hit.
Okay. And that's going to do 8 damage.
8 damage. And specifically, where are you striking him?
Going for the throat.
Okay. Yep. You've landed the throat slash. And the guy's just going to hold his throat. And he takes 8 damage.
And can I disappear back into the smoke?
Give me a stealth check.
15?
Yeah, on a 15, amongst all of the smoke here that's giving you cover, yeah, you're able to do that here. Yeah, you just kind of slash and then shift back into the shadows. The guy's like, "Who are you?"
Rogues are fun characters.
They are.
What does that mean?
Imagine that being someone's actual dying words. Just confusion. Like, what are you saying?
You got us at that one, David.
I suspect that for everybody who has really cool dying words, there's probably a lot more people whose dying words are like, something like random or meaningless, or like
take the chicken out of the oven.
I think I just pooped.
Ghostblade, is that it for your turn?
Well, yeah, I'm hiding back in the smoke, but I also I'm gonna hide back in the smoke. I'm gonna let the family drama play out up there and hope that Lima tells me what's going on later.
So you're just gonna back into it like Homer Simpson into the hedges.
Yeah, that is literally me. Like, I come out, dagger slash, and then back into the hedges, and then come out.
It's like, when was there a hedge there?
He's terrifying, but also funny.
And why is there glitter on the floor? Okay, yeah, Ghostblade. As you kind of shift away and get away from everything here, as you look down at your blade, you'll notice that the corrupt one that you just landed a hit with begins to kind of change color a bit. Whereas before it was kind of dark, now it seems to kind of a dirt encrusted kind of dagger. Now it looks more like it's starting to become more metallic and glossy.
Ooh. This soul stealing dagger is starting to do some things.
We can't call
As
it.
it gets
glitter.
excited, it changes color.
Yeah, perhaps
it steals your soul. It grows and it changes color. Who created this weapon?
I just brought it to you. That's all.
Remember, we just found it in a monster.
From
It's probably like
another
a
plane.
It's probably about as safe as like a ring that you just find on the floor in some cave in a mountain. No dangers there.
I haven't started calling it my precious yet.
You tricksy
Yes.
Ghostblade, you took it from us. What is Tater's precious?
Oh my God.
Soul Stealer 3000.
Side effect causes you to forget what potatoes are.
Nobody, it's your turn. And again, just to reiterate, this guy is like kind of come to a knee, blinded. This power is very much overpowering and even blinding to you, and you still got a gun to him. What do you do?
What have you done? What is this light? What is going on, Ryan?
What I've done, I do for all of us. And with that, he's going to just like kind of throw this broken amulet at the tree itself. And you'll watch as this like kind of ball of energy, this ball of light just flies out, hits the tree. And that light just kind of envelops on top of the tree. It takes but a couple of seconds before it just flies up all over it. And then everybody give me a perception check.
Everybody gives perception.
I don't like this guy. DC 10
19.
or 10.
19. I get to see stuff.
17.
So
7.
amongst around all of you, the ground begins to shake like an earthquake is happening. The
I was
wind
like, that's not
around
me.
you
It's not me
starts
this
to
time.
swirl and shift and move. And as there's like almost this kind of being stuck inside of a beginnings of what feels like or looks like a tornado of sorts, as the wind is moving, you just see these like moving glimmers of green energy as it begins to swirl all around all of you.
Oh no.
The chicken starts to kind of lose its mind a little bit and just starts flailing and screaming as if something horrible has just happened.
Oh god. This is awful.
And then the tree begins to kind of chip away at itself, almost kind of turning into a green dust, just kind of like falling down, like raining down this like pitter patter, what could be like snow of just green dust that begins to fall down.
Ghostblade, that is not an invitation to snort the tree.
Fair.
Do not do a line of the tree.
But it's magical.
Nobody, it's still your turn.
I don't know what you did, Ryan, and I can't tell you how much I want to pull this trigger. But you may have made me nobody, but you can't make these decisions for me. I shoot the gun into the ground, I kick him off, and I stand up.
You shoot the ground.
How do you stand up? You have a hole in your body.
I stand up and I look to Lima standing next to me. I say, "Can you help me take care of this?"
What do you mean by take care of this?
A hole in your body.
He's got a whole sword.
Oh. You mean the giant gaping shish kebab that you've become? Yeah.
I have considered one of the options is just cutting the sword off at the end, but that doesn't seem like a long-term plan. So maybe we can work this out. We have no need of this.
Idiot.
It's
Sword
still better
might
than
grow
the
back.
option that Gimlet is considering.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Swords grow back. Like that might grow back.
That's not how swords work.
I
Really?
I try to stand up. David, you can have me roll whatever you want, but I stand up. I leave him to the ground, and we're done with Ryan.
Every step you take will trigger a Constitution save. So
I'm just trying to stand up.
Right. So go ahead and roll 1 to stand up.
13.
Ooh.
Yeah, on a 13, you stand up.
All right. And then I say what I said to Lima, and yeah, I'm gonna turn my back to Ryan to have that conversation with Lime.
That's another Constitution save.
No, I'm just
not
shifting
moving.
my body weight.
It would be like
Don't
every
try to help
every step.
Glitterblade.
Just trying to understand the rules. You're playing with attorneys.
The rules
Stop
are up
trying to
to
help.
David, and you don't need to say, "Hey, maybe he should take another save."
No.
Another opportunity to lose some points.
Couldn't Hoeg's character be dying right now? Like,
I don't.
He technically is.
My line
It's
is so
just a
close.
matter of those. If he was human, he would be downed. He's not human.
that's fair. He's not human, but he's still people.
He's still people.
Asterisk.
I mean, I've seen Lima with the amulet. I saw him break the amulet. Help me out with this, Lima, and we've got some stuff to talk about.
Well, so as everything is, there's still this kind of like wind, tornado-like wind circulating around you guys. So it's not like it's really settled. It's just this chaos event has kind of happened, and the tree itself is disintegrating, and it's not even fully completed going down yet. So it's still very loud. The atmosphere is still very loud. The Dragonhawk is still going bananas. And yeah, you drop Ryan down, and he just kind of doesn't do anything. He stops there. Lila, give me a perception check.
All right. Ooh, nat 20.
Yeah, so nobody, you've turned away from him. And Lima, as you're looking at this whole situation, you're going to see that the Black Knight's hand is also disintegrating, similar to the tree.
Whoa.
Well,
Nobody does not see this.
His injuries on his face had light coming out of them, right? I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is why I threw him to the
So
ground.
does it just stop at his hand, or does it continue going?
Oh, no, it's still going. It's just going very slowly. Like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Yeah. Okay. I was almost thinking like Deathly Hallows.
We're in the end game
Oh,
now.
that's true, too.
Whatever your reference point.
Yeah. Fair.
Hey, folks,
Fair.
if you see anybody disintegrate in the movies, use that.
Just
No,
visualize
Legacy-
that.
There's some other people around though, right? It's not just the Dark Knight.
There's up here, everybody's dead.
Oh.
Basically,
Okay.
everybody's dead. You haven't
Including
seen.
who Lima doesn't realize is her brother.
No, he's no longer
Okay.
in sight.
Okay.
He is where we don't know where he is.
Okay.
Yeah, the two
Fair.
people absconded.
All right. Okay. I somehow missed that detail. All right. So is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Or okay.
So nobody has turned to you, and you see all of this happening. And Lima, as you look down to start your turn, you're gonna notice that the amulet you're wearing is starting to like fade. Like the glow around it is just like blinking, like starting to the magic on it is starting to dissipate.
Oh no. Well, there's not much that she can do about that right now, it seems like. So it seems like the next best option is, I mean, first right now helping nobody.
That one. The hole in his
by
gut.
taking the sword out and then curing some wounds.
Lima, are you investigating the wound, or are you just going for it? And
I mean, she's been standing here for about a turn and a half, it seems like. So I think she's gonna just go ahead and just, sword in the stone, take it out.
Okay.
Yep.
Give me a
Just
medicine
yoink.
check.
A what?
A medicine,
medicine.
check.
Ooh,
There's
I've
a
never done.
medicine.
Ooh,
I see the medicine.
I have a good advantage on this. That's good.
This is a surgical
Ooh,
procedure.
Nat 20 plus 5.
Oh, okay.
I'm a doctor.
Yep. King Arthur, that
I'm a
mess.
doctor.
Just
I knew you could do it, Lima. Friend.
Yeah, nobody. You just feel this as she pulls this sword out of you, and I need a Constitution save because you're bleeding profusely.
Yeah. How about a 19?
Nice.
He's bleeding, but he is not downed.
Okay.
And to the people in the chat, these are not fake numbers. You can see them in the top. Like these are
Hey.
really being. Nobody is rolling hot today.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
this is how it works, folks. You got to get eaten by a couple of worms and krakens to roll nat 20s in the finales. All right, that's how it works.
So can I still cast a spell after that, or is that
Right?
the
Yeah.
only thing I can do?
It was like a free action.
Okay. All right. So yeah, she's going to roll for curing wounds. Okay. Sorry. I think I hit that twice. I did not mean to do that. Okay.
Hit it as many times as you want, Lima.
Okay. What do we got? We got a 9.
Okay. So, Lima, as you see that this wound, right? You've removed the sword. He begins bleeding. And even with your natural 20 medicine check, you're going to notice that there is some kind of like residue left on his skin from where the sword was.
Sounds good.
What kind of residue?
It just looks like these kind of like black arcs in the skin from that were like coming off of the blade.
Try
And
not
so-
to be skewered by zombie swords, kids.
Oh
You don't
my.
fully know what that is. It's just
Okay.
there. And even as you cast your cure wounds, and the wound itself, like, kind of heals, though he's not fully healed, the wound itself seals. That's the way it works
Okay.
in D&D magic. So you could stop the bleeding there.
Okay.
You'll notice that those black marks are still visible.
We're collecting all the cursed weapons, aren't we?
Yep.
Do I get to hit my 9, David?
Oh yeah, you get 9 points back. Yeah.
Just want to check. Want to make sure.
Yep.
All right. And now Lima has a giant sword.
Whoa. We have to talk about ownership. Some of us
I think saving your life and taking the sword out of you might have transferred some of that.
I feel like the guy who knows how to use swords is a better recipient for the sword than the person who knows how to remove swords.
yeah,
What
like
about the person that has experience with cursed weapons already? I think he can handle it.
You've
All right,
already
all right.
got a cursed
Hardy's
weapon.
gonna
You
get the
need more
sword.
cursed weapons. One cursed weapon.
now
per
is not the
participant.
time to fight over the necrotic sword.
You know, I was professional fencing champion for 8 straight years where I'm from.
Give it to
Imagine
Hardy.
Hardy dragging that
tiny
sword behind him.
But he's got to hold it with both paws, and
Does Hardy
like,
have like ant power?
He picks it up and just falls back over.
We've got a dark knight on the ground. We have a magic tree disintegrating. We have a crazed dragon. We can save it for the next day.
well, maybe she should just put it back where she found it. We investigate later.
Just put it right
stuck
back
Hardy in
into
the bag.
into nobody.
Hardy's ordering another cocktail.
Hardy can do it from my bag.
We cleaned that last time.
Shake
We did. The bag is clean for now.
but there's no reason why it can't be dirtied again. We just shake that up and it'll get interesting in there.
Hardy is currently trying to clean the green dust off of his feather hat.
That he's still wearing.
And with that, it is Gimlet's turn.
Is the amulet still on the tree?
Oh no, it is. It kind of like got enveloped.
Disintegrated.
Yeah,
There was
it's
a ball of
disintegrated
light
too
by the
much.
time it got there, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna send it back.
I'm standing here.
I mean, you're a distance away. I would.
The
Hopefully,
distance is 2 feet.
Yeah, well, you can't make an omelet without, accidentally bombing a few eggs.
I wanted to see Gimlet catapult the amulet back at him.
That was exactly the plan. But if
I
it's
figured that.
disintegrated,
That's exactly what he was suggesting.
well, the sword is dealt with. What's Ryan doing? He's just laying there.
As you look
disintegrating
over
slowly.
Ryan, he's still just like kind of disintegrating in place. As it's going up, it's like his arm is disappearing.
Well, I don't have any stop the disintegration of a tree thing.
That would be a very specific spell you prepared.
It would be, and unfortunately, it's on my list, but I didn't prepare it.
Sure.
You know what? I think that this probably just calls for bringing the mischief monkey back. So I'll go up and take a flask of disintegrating tree and also resummon or pull out of the sort of interdimensional space where it hides out. Dismas will show up again.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Was your first step to take tree parts in a flask?
he kind of flew right past it. He flew right.
I've got a bottle of tree part. Yes.
Okay.
So I'll stuff that into a flask. Because I mean, what else are we gonna do here?
Yeah, you've got a flask of this this green powder.
All right. We can try to experiment with that later, but that can just go into a backpack for right now.
And Dismas pops out, and he just kind of like looks around. and Gimlet, you just get like he doesn't know where he is.
He
doesn't understand what's going
over
on.
and sit down for cocktails.
Very angry. He looks over, and one guy's disintegrating. Lima's performing surgery. Hardy's drinking a cocktail, and there's an angry giant chicken over here. So he's just like a little traumatized right now.
Fair.
It's definitely a scene to walk into.
Yeah. Like, oops, I'll knock next time. Is there anything else he wants to do? Or is there anything else you want to do, Gimlet?
I don't really know what to do other than just feel bad for nobody.
He is a true friend.
None of this would have happened if you're a Feagle. We all get along.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys get along swimmingly with everybody.
No, just with the other Feagles. The Feagles get along with each other, not necessarily with the rest of the world.
He's in a cloud somewhere. You can't talk to him.
So that's me.
Okay. And with that, it is the Black Knight's turn. Nobody, bring me a perception check to see if you could hear him. Because it is still very, very loud here.
16.
On a 16, you just hear him. You hear this like kind of whisper through the wind. And it's just saying, Lucius.
Oh, this is dark.
Like, Lucius.
So dark.
Turn around slowly.
He is still exactly where you left him on the ground. And as you turn around, you'll see that the same like disintegration that's happening with this tree is also happening to him. And it's up over his shoulder at this point, kind of going up his neck. Starting to go down his body. He's just kind of whispering, looking at like the kind of destruction that he's caused. He's still prone on the ground.
You call me that now?
It's your name, isn't it?
You said I was nothing. Nobody. No one worth knowing. For my whole life. And you use my name now? After whatever the heck that was? Maybe I should have shot you.
Still time. Reload.
Doesn't matter now. My time is up.
He's disappearing.
But you've still got time.
To stop your friends?
To finish what we started. And with that, he's gone. He completely fades away.
Poof.
Emotional damage.
Roll for emotional damage.
Oh.
And with that, folks, the Black Knight has successfully been dispatched. Congratulations.
Wow, we totally did nothing to kill him.
Totally did nothing to do that.
He
All
kind
we
of
did
just
was
destroyed
fail.
himself.
Well, you
Kinda
know,
yep.
decisions were made. Outcomes happened. You've still got a giant dragon hawk here that's kind of getting aggressive and starting to move around flailingly.
Fire chicken.
And
Well, I've got another flask, so we can take some of the Black Knight with us.
That was dark, but also funny.
Ghostblade.
I
It's your
need
turn.
I need positivity back in my life. Let's murder this guy, the rogue that's here.
is happening?
Sneaking.
Yeah, I need to murder someone to feel better about myself.
It's fair. It's fair. Can I snort a
Murder-
line of the tree? Can I snort a line of the tree
Murder is
before I
not
go
an
in and try to kill
acceptable
this guy?
form of self-care.
Oh no!
Murder is not an acceptable form of self-care.
No, it's not.
There is just like kind of this green powder, kind of like landing all around you.
Did it like
Some
fall on
places
my
it's kind of
arm?
piling up. Yes.
And I just went.
God.
To be
I need-
fair,
I
Gimlet
need a
suggested it by
Constitution
telling me
saving
not
throw.
to do it.
Yeah, I did the opposite of suggesting it. I said, don't do this.
It doesn't matter. You put the idea in my brain. This is called reverse psychology. This is why you don't suggest things I shouldn't do.
You should not give.
I don't know if
Gimlet
we're
all of
learning
your
about
money.
Ghostblade or Rob. I have no idea.
Probably a combination of the two because I don't know where the one begins and one ends. Probably
Oh,
at
no.
the murder part. Like the murder part's a good place to like stop
gonna
the
say.
Rob.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
start
I was-
with-
Now your therapist in Arkham.
Yeah, we find out Ghostblade is a recovering drug addict today.
Today he is. Yep.
And what was
All
that?
right.
What was that Constitution saving throw?
Oh. 3.
Oh God.
We're
We're gonna have to.
All right, so Ghostblade takes a hit of this stuff, and Ghostblade for a second, everything goes still.
Ooh.
Like
This is
the
fun.
wind is that was whipping stops, and
Can-
as you like look around, everything you see just begins to disappear. And by disappear, I mean turn to darkness, blackness.
Are we gonna have to
all around
send?
you?
Pass out.
No, he's
this
still
is-
standing.
guys, this is a learning experience. We're trying to learn about the trees. This is one way to learn about the trees.
I mean, in the
Fair.
same way that like don't touch the stove is a learning experience.
That's true, but you have to touch the stove once to know it's hot.
But I'm starting to think that
No,
maybe,
you
maybe
could
there's
just-
an arcana
Hey,
check in his future.
Viewers, you don't have to touch the stove to know that it's hot.
Yes.
How did they
Folks-
discover penicillin?
This has been a separate Hoeg Law YouTube channel disclaimer.
Folks, this is not legal advice. We are not advising you to touch the stove.
This is a show for entertainment. Do not do anything you see here today. Like,
Says the person who said you don't have to take the first lance it's given to you, created a sword that recreates itself and grows when it touches blood. Yeah, we're gonna snort some
I
trees.
feel like we're gonna need to take Ghostblade to like rehab
Probably.
for like magic tree addiction.
The fact that Gimlet is saying
who
that.
knew, right? With a name like Lumberlost, that he would have an affinity for trees.
I'm just saying, Gimlet seems to be, he's got minimal family drama.
We always knew Rob loved lumber. Okay, so this
Yes.
is
This is coping.
so with that, Ghostblade, all around you,
Do it.
and what I'd like to do, because you're going to be stuck in this for a hot minute, so we're going to jump to nobody's turn. But before that, Ghostblade, as you're like looking around, everything that this whole area that you were just begins to like fade from your vision until you're standing on nothing. There is no ground beneath you. There is nothing in the sky. You are awake.
Tripping.
You see yourself, but there's nothing but darkness around you.
Oh.
This is cool, but not really, but also cool.
And
The
with that,
silence
nobody,
must
it's
be
your turn.
so. Nobody is emotionally affected by what he just saw. And he's turning around to Lima. And I guess we still have a crazed dragon thing in the corner, right?
You guys definitely do, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry you had to hear that, Lima.
I mean, it's okay. I have my share of family drama too.
Everyone that's ever heard my name has immediately dispatched with my presence. So I don't know if it means anything to you. It's never meant anything to me, but that's why I go by nobody. So let's go save our little buddy, figure out where our not so little buddy went, and take care of this dragon.
Sounds good to me.
So I'm going to grab the sword for right now, the evil sword, put the flail in my bag, and start heading off towards Gimlet and the dragon. Hopefully with Lima, but it's up to her.
Okay.
No, she'll join.
And as you start packing up, and it's still, again, I would reiterate, it's very loud and the wind is whipping here.
I like you've done that twice. Like, just so we're clear, this is like super chaotic.
Yeah, it's like,
it's like a hurricane.
Very noisy.
Very noisy, and y'all are like, my emotions.
We're having
you can have emotions in a very chaotic scene.
We're having that Academy Award winning moment between Jason Momoa and Amber Heard in the end of Aquaman. I think we're all familiar with.
Whoa! I don't like the comparison that's being drawn here.
It's okay, guys. Amber Heard is Hardy. It's fine.
I'm Amber Heard. Just so we're
who actually got to the end of that movie.
I think it's AFI's top 100 Aquaman. All right, let's just lay off. But it's a very chaotic situation with laser sharks and giant monstrous beasties, and then there's a soft moment. So we're having that conversation in a hurricane, and now we're going to head off to take on the dragon.
Right. I have a question for David.
Yes.
Since I'm hallucinating and tripping really mad like crazy, can I hear this stuff magically?
Oh, you hear nothing.
Dang it!
You hear not the sound of nothing, just your own thoughts.
You're making.
Oh, that's a dark place.
You're out in space, basically.
He's in a dark place of murder and glitter.
No murder. Oh, that's
this is, if you didn't know any better, if you describe this to people, it's like a horror movie. Like, you guys are like, oh yeah, this guy who moves through the smoke and the stealthy and slashes people along the throat but leaves a glitter trail behind. That's like, that's a horror film.
And he rides a unicorn.
Gimlet will pull out the whiskey bottle and he'll just like take a sip, hand the bottle over so that Dismas can have a sip, and just be like,
are you
friends?
Are you watching Dismas as you pass him the bottle, or you just pass it to him?
I will watch him to make sure he doesn't abscond with all of my booze.
Okay.
Tragedy.
You'll have to stop him because he goes to finish the whole thing.
No, I'll let him take a pull, and then it'll be like, no.
He just holds on to it for a couple of seconds before letting go, and just like, yeah, that's fair.
There's a level of drunken monkey that we're allowed to get to, and beyond that, things just get really things get even worse.
And with that, it is nobody. You've collected all your stuff.
Yep.
You've still got a little cat on your shoulder, and you're good to go. There's you still have an action in front of you if you'd like to take it.
Move. I mean, like move towards the dragon.
Are you in an aggressive state?
No, actually, my state right now is I'm medium health. I'm moderately healed by Lima. I am turning over everything I've heard and said in my head, and I'm walking with resolve towards the dragon losing its mind.
Okay. You start to approach, and you can get right up next to it.
I'm close enough for that.
Oh, it was already charging up towards you, so you've got, plenty of space to get there. It's within to start your turn. He was within 30 feet. You could move up right next to him.
Oh, all right. Well, then I guess we'll try command. I got another one of those. Oh, I guess I have to make sure you can understand me. I do have Draconic. Is that helpful?
It might be helpful.
Is
It
this
worked
the
on a
same Dragon Hawk you
creature.
did before?
I wasn't trying to command the dragon before. I don't think.
Right. It just
Okay.
has to understand what you're saying. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll a wisdom save. And what is the DC save on this?
14.
Well, it rolled a 13. So what are you commanding this
Close but no cigar dragon.
creature to do?
Calm.
And as you command it to become calm, it just kind of stops it stops flailing around, and like the smoke on it just starts to kind of fill up the area as it's been flailing its arms around like crazy. And then it kind of turns and looks at you, and it's just making eye contact with you.
It's a new day, dragon friend. Let's be calm.
Lima, it's your turn.
Okay, so what else is happening here that needs to be done?
So to recap, the tree is destroyed.
Yeah.
Yep.
The enemy is destroyed. Many of
Yeah.
the rogues are destroyed. There is still
many.
one rogue left, I believe. I don't think Ghostblade actually did attack him, so that guy is
Wow.
still alive, holding his neck. And there was two other rogues that were up here by the tree. As you look around, they are nowhere to be seen, though you
Okay.
haven't actually looked for them. You're just looking around.
Okay.
And nobody has approached this Dragonhawk and calmed it.
Okay. So the one, how far am I from the one that has the hand on his neck?
How far is it? It's
Yeah.
about 50 feet away.
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll use a guiding bolt
Okay.
against him.
I'm
Why
like
not?
right next to this guy, aren't I?
Yeah. You're still stealth in the. You were still hiding.
Oh, good. I'm still hiding.
So they don't know where you are.
No.
And even if they were to look for you, you're hide and seek champ right now.
I'm just sitting here going like this. Hide and seek champ.
Lima, guiding bolt. I think that's a roll
Okay.
to hit.
I will roll. It's a 12.
12 is a miss.
Dang it. Okay.
It is very
Well,
close.
So much for that.
That rogue gets to live in pain all the rest of his days.
What was that?
That rogue also gets to be put in an asylum for thinking that he's on a YouTube streaming Dungeons and Dragons show.
What is YouTube? Who are YouTube? It is the Dragonhawk's turn. Okay, so it has locked eyes with nobody, and
I'm not letting it go. Yeah, absolutely.
And as it like continues to look at you, the fire on it starts to just like kind of slow until it just like kind of extinguishes. There's still tons of smoke around,
Sure.
and it just will hold its turn, watching you.
Yeah.
Calmed.
Good.
Gimlet, it's your turn.
Well, the whiskey is very important at this stage because everything seems to be going chaotic, and yeah, Gimlet's gonna hang out with Dismas, sort of drape an arm over his shoulder, and just be like, "More whiskey."
Yeah, Dismas accepts very much, but he's always taking multiple shots, more than he should.
We're just like, all right. Dismas is just, or Gimlet's just kind of looking over this. Dismas, things have been very, very strange today. That's about it.
Dismas not fully understanding how much that means, Just gives you a thumbs up.
The heroes, Gimlet and Ghostblade. I tell you, folks.
Hey, man.
I don't know how to put your brother back together. That's not in my skill set.
Like, you had that whole telenovela plan. What was I going to do to it? So, might as well create my own chaos.
Dismas is gonna hop along. Do you like let him kind of like free travel?
Yeah, no, he can wander just so long as he's not getting into too much trouble.
Oh,
Right.
that's
So
exactly
he's
what I'm gonna
definitely hopping towards the pile of green dust.
do.
Yeah, no, I will tell Dismas to stay out of that because I've
Oh.
seen what it's done to Ghostblade. So
To be fair,
let's
I don't
not
think
have-
he did.
Yeah.
He's in
Actually,
a cloud.
nobody,
I still
nobody, as in no players, have actually seen Ghostblade since huffing that stuff.
I still want to, I think, keep Dismas to like alcohol and not hard drugs. So we're
Well, wait, let me time out. It's not actually drugs, folks. Like, it's not. I want to be clear. It was never.
It was tree
Magical
dust.
tree.
It was, it was like magical residue. That's, it wasn't.
I feel like
intended to be
snorting
like-
the direct essence of magic is still probably a bad idea for Dismas.
Yes, that is fair point.
Check out Sci-Fi Channel original series, The Magicians.
Oh, shameless plug. That show was okay for a little while.
Yep, we run the risk of spiraling off into a review of The Magicians, folks. That was
Yep.
just a joke reference.
It could happen. Yeah. So
Gimlet is just really appreciating how good it is to be a Feegle because we all largely get along, and the whole family drama thing is just like, what is wrong with other people?
Dismas is going to hop along and like kind of move his way over towards nobody if you let him.
Sure,
Just
so long
passing
as
nobody. He's not-
somebody.
Yeah, nobody's locked eyes with the dragon. The dragon's not breaking the attention.
Yeah, we'll let that go. That's fine. Probably.
Dismas just hops along and eventually will stop close to the chicken and just slowly pass nobody. Anything else on your turn, Gimlet?
Nope, that's me.
Ghostblade. Okay, so Ghostblade, you're again in that perpetual like darkness that doesn't seem to ever end.
Purgatory.
Right. Well, hey, who knows? And as you're like, I'd like to know what you're doing, or what do you do?
Floating. Like, I'm floating.
I mean, you definitely feel like your feet are on the ground. You just can't see the ground.
Well, that's not fair. Like, I wish I could be flying.
Remember, folks, if you're working with powdered wood, make sure to wear proper respiratory protection.
This is the lesson that we take from this. Exactly. In this like dark magical space, can I imaginary like summon Nightwind and just talk to him for a little bit, like hang out, buddy time?
You start looking for the crystal that has Nightwind on it, and you do not have it.
Dang it.
Oh no.
Drugs are bad for you. Don't do them.
Okay.
This is a disclaimer, folks. Do not do drugs.
Exactly. Good disclaimer. And this is the lesson. Listen to Gimlet. No, that's not the lesson.
Yes, listen to Gimlet.
I don't think I could do anything.
Full of good advice.
I'm just not really enjoying the dark space. I wish I could be flying, so I'm just sitting here standing looking around.
I almost feel like Ghostblade would like start singing to himself.
Kind of feel that way too.
But specifically show tunes.
No, just because it's stuck in my head already. Turn around. Every now and then.
Which is perfect because then it's like he keeps turning around, but he sees nothing.
Yeah, I keep turning around. Keep turning around.
Ghostblade, as you start like singing to yourself and turning around, you start to hear a voice out in the distance that's like kind of echoing towards you. Hello, is anyone there? Hello.
Who's that?
It's the Twilight Zone.
All right. I'd like to go home now.
Oh, who are you and where is home?
And as you start like having this conversation, what starts off as like an echo starts to come into like full voice. You can hear that it's very clearly the voice of a man, of a person, and they start like in front of you. You start to see like kind of this moving mist, this like kind of apparition of sorts, and it's clearly of a person that's standing there. Hi, I've seemed to be trapped somewhere. Could you help me out?
It's a trap.
I would love to. Who are you? Tell me your full story.
Oh, my name is Gyrix, and I'm I don't actually know where I am. I'm trying to get home.
Did you sniff the tree too?
What?
Never mind. We can talk about that later. We can talk about that later. Where is home,
like,
and
"Nope,
how do we get
I
you
just
there?
got lost on the way to the liquor store."
And at this point, Ghostblade, this person's like full form comes fully into play, and you see their face, and you recognize this is a face that you saw seconds ago. There is a slash against his neck.
Oh.
And as you look down, you'll see that dagger that you were holding previously is very much a full sword, and there's a glowing red gem in it. And as that happens, you kind of blink and find yourself back where you were just a second ago with the rest of the group.
Whoa!
Hiding in the smoke.
Does the thing in my hand, is the thing a dagger or is it a sword with a red gem?
It is
Dagger?
now back to being that broken dagger that you've been using.
Oh,
Wow, David, you're so good at improvising.
I know. I didn't see that coming at all.
No, neither
Well,
did I.
it was more like a matter of where to insert that. I was like, oh, he's getting high on the green dust. Let's do it now.
This was the dude that had the neck slashy throat.
Well,
the
no,
guy
you recognize it as one of the guys. No, that guy is still standing.
He's still
To
standing.
be clear, that guy is still standing, holding his throat.
It's one of the guys you killed with
It's-
with
yeah.
the dagger, with the evil dagger. Dun dun dun.
Ghostblade, it's your turn. What do you do?
Oh, I want to finish the guy off that has the throat cut.
All right, go ahead. Roll to attack.
That's just kindness, folks.
It is. It's a sneak attack, by the way. So
Oh,
two daggers.
just to be clear, sure.
I'm coming
Let's be
out
clear,
of the. I'm
I'm
coming out of
really
the smoke.
murdering him.
You said I can attack. If I'm coming out of the smoke, it's a sneak attack. I'm in proximity.
Oh, I'm just giving you trouble.
Don't teach me rules. That's a nat 20. 24.
Oh, he's gone.
That's all the
Goodbye.
damage, right? You don't even
So
have to roll for damage.
that's Pierce and then a 2d6 added. So that's this one. 8. That's a lot. That's a lot.
The real question is,
I would
how are
like
you
for you
running
to
out of
describe
dice
for
when
me
they're
how you
electronic?
dispatch this guy who only had 4 hit points left.
We're gonna go dark with this one.
oh, now we're going dark.
Yep.
Oh, now.
So just gonna take him by the head, turn him face forward, dagger up.
Bye, Rick.
He's
Rick is like, well, so much for family friendly.
The
Rick
dagger
has left the party.
He left that.
the
like
dagger that
15
feet.
regrows. The dagger that
This might-
regrows and changes color is just now up through his head.
Very,
This
Wow.
might
very
be family friendly to like nobody's family.
This is a game about killing monsters and bad things. There's gonna be some graphic content.
Yeah. Well, it's graphic, all right. As no, he's done. He's gone. And Ghostblade, as you retrieve your weapons, you'll notice that the clearly perhaps darker one is now a little bit sharper and a little bit more extended. That's your turn. Nobody, it's now your turn. Nobody, you're still locked eyes with this dragon hawk that's staring you down. And from your peripheral vision, you see Dismas hopping along.
Oh, hey, little guy.
Oh, he's not stopping to like look. He's hopping away off, just going right past you. Just to be clear, just you see him.
Is Dismas drunk?
Oh,
I mean,
He's definitely like not walking in a straight line.
He's probably like a 4 out of 10.
What do you do? Nobody.
Lima, can you hear me? Can Lima hear me?
She can.
Hey, Lima, do you still have that amulet of yours?
Yeah. Why?
I'm yelling to the side, by the way. I'm keeping eye contact with the dragon at all times.
Right.
My new friend here, Lima, he seems to have reacted to when Ryan did whatever it was he did with the amulet. I'd really be interested in seeing if your amulet couldn't keep him in this calm state. Do you want to come up, see what happens?
Oh. Okay.
So I'm calling Lima over, and I'm trying to make eye contact.
Yeah. If it's okay, Lima will. She's fine with coming forward.
Yeah.
I'm kind of taking the amulet out.
Lima, give me a perception check as you're moving forward.
Okay. 20.
Perfect. All right, Lima, you begin to approach forward. This giant creature is still locked its eyes with nobody. They haven't broken attention. You see Dismas hopping off in the distance. And as you look off that way, you can see kind of peering behind the wall of a building over there as you see your brother who's looking at you and just saying,
Oh,
gesturing to you, don't.
Conflict.
And there's the other rogue is there as well, still like covered, and they're both hot. Like it looks like they're clearly hiding, looking over you.
Do I see any of this connection?
No, because you are locked eyes. You wouldn't be able to.
I don't
see
have any. I don't have enough periphery on.
Well, he's way off, hiding in the distance.
Okay.
So, and you're focused on. You would break attention here.
Okay.
And but to be clear, Lima, Dismas is clearly hopping in that direction.
Okay, so it sounds like he's like headed right for them.
If yes, you could draw that conclusion.
Okay, so it's just Kovas and then the other rogue, and that's the only like baddies that are around, right?
That's subjective, but yes.
What do you call them?
What is bad,
right.
the game master? But yeah,
baddies has a different connotation too, right? Good.
I mean, like bad guys that are outside of our group.
Sure.
What I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know about your tone there with the sure, but I don't know what that means. Okay.
Lima, come on.
She's gonna look over at Kovas, and she's gonna use some thaumaturgy, and she's gonna say, "Get over here."
Please describe how you're doing the thaumaturgy, because that may impact what nobody is doing with the chicken.
Oh,
she's going to boom her voice.
Oh no!
This is like the Scorpion. This is like the Scorpion Mortal Kombat. Get over here!
Yeah.
That was really good, Rob.
Yeah, nobody is over here doing Chris Pratt from Jurassic Park.
Right. No, this is the
holding the hands up. Okay. Yeah. Lima, you use thaumaturgy, booming voice.
Mm-hmm.
Get over here.
Directly at Kovas.
Mm-hmm. And Dismas is at that point, because that's going to startle Dismas, who's also a little intoxicated. You're going to see his very large wings pop out, and he starts flapping around and starts looking around everywhere. But I do need you to roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Or intimidate. That's up to you. That's your choice. Are you intimidating him, or are you persuading him?
I mean, either way, intimidation, I think, because she's just pissed.
Right.
She's pissed at like all the things that he's done at this point.
That's fair.
Oh no, it's a 7.
Oh,
On a 7.
get over here.
He is so he is not gonna come forward. He is still there though. But like now Dismas is breaking that line of sight that you have on him. So there's no consistent line of sight. There are giant wings that keep fluttering in the way of you seeing your brother. Nobody, I need you to roll I need you to roll a wisdom check. I'm sorry, charisma check.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. So the Dragonhawk definitely breaks attention with you for a second, and is like kind of startled by what Lima does, but you're able to Chris Pratt this enough to hold it in place.
Mm-hmm. Or Mick Dundee with the.
Nice.
And Lima, is that if your turn? I'm actually sorry. I think that was nobody's turn.
It is still nobody's turn.
That was nobody's turn.
Sorry.
No, not at all. No.
So nobody. All you've done is ask Lima to step forward. So go ahead with whatever.
No, I'm going to try to just keep on this dragon. We're locked in. We're trying to discover this. We don't know what's happening behind us. I'm trying. Lima, come on. Let's check out the amulet. She's doing whatever she's doing. I can't see any of it. So I'm just going to hold for right now.
Okay, yeah, you're holding. And Lima,
yes,
it's your turn.
So she's then gonna because the thaumaturgy didn't work. She's gonna run over at Kovas and try to like grab him by the collar and like drag him over.
Okay. So you run over.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to like kind of like put his hands up and be like, "No, it's not what you think. It's not what you think." And then give me an athletics check to grab him.
Okay. 14.
14. Yeah, he's like not putting up much of a fight, so you're able to grab him. He's and like I will say that the look that you see on him is more like he kind of looks like he's upset about something, clearly, but he's not aggressive. He's very much almost like "don't hurt me" kind of thing, like "don't tell mom," like that's the attitude you're getting from him. Like,
yeah,
I didn't do it, don't do it. All right, so yeah, you've got him. What do you do?
And so I'm gonna say, how are you involved with these people? How did you manage to get the amulet not only taken out of our family, but now destroyed? Now another tree has also been destroyed. Like, what is going on? What is happening? And how do you have some kind of knowledge that this hawk, this dragon hawk, is going to somehow have some sort of a detrimental impact if I have a connection with him with this amulet? I need information.
That's a lot.
There's so much going on.
There have been a lot of questions in her brain for a long time.
Kovas does not have a notepad, Lima.
So as you're getting like heated and you're asking all these questions, nobody, the Dragonhawk is a little unsettled with this.
Sure.
And I need a charisma.
Oh, you're gonna get one.
I need a charisma save to hold this attention because there's a lot going on here.
How about a fat 8?
Oh no.
Okay.
Fire chicken, spicy buffalo chicken.
Things are happening. I will say this, as of right now, nobody, you no longer have control of the chicken. You know that. You know that you've lost concentration on it. Lima, it's still your turn. You're still asking all of these questions.
Okay.
So Kovas is just like, no, it had nothing. It was nothing like that. I was just trying to get mom back.
You guys.
What?
She's alive.
What are you talking about?
She's
been gone
trapped in
since we were-
eternity. They took her
Who,
all
who
those
is
years
they?
ago. Look, we have to get someplace safe. And with that, the turn ends. The Dragonhawk goes. Dragonhawk is going to look at nobody, and it's going to charge at you to try and grab you. I need to know what you're going to try to do. It's going to go to try to grab you with its beak.
Do I have enough time to hold up this giant sword against it?
You can take because you were engaged with it.
Okay.
So you were already in combat with it. You wouldn't be able to pick up and then just draw the sword now.
Okay.
But you could try and evade being grabbed.
I'm going to try to grab it back.
Okay. Athletics check.
10.
Yeah, on a 10, its beak comes down to try and bite you, and you're able to like put your hands up and grab on it, and so you don't take any damage, but it is able enough to kind of like pinch forward and hold you, and so you know that you're held, but it's not crushing you; it's just picking you up into its mouth.
Can we get like a size check on how big this beak is versus how big nobody is?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Its beak is the size of his torso.
It's a nobody-sized beak.
So yeah,
another beast to
no worries,
sit in
folks.
his
I've
belly.
dealt with this kind of thing before.
I just need to go inside, find the weapons, and then come out.
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
Find my way out.
Dismas
Points
comes up with a salt and pepper shaker and shakes it on top of nobody as he's about to get eaten.
You know, someone has been arming this whole group.
To be fair, you haven't given me any weapons. I've just only got 2 giant bags of gold.
I think there's still debate about me keeping the big sword out of your belly, but that's fine.
We'll debate that later, Lima.
We'll talk about it later, telenovela. Nobody, you are restrained at this point. Gimlet, it's your turn.
Just to be clear, am I in midair? Did he?
No. You're restrained on the ground. Your feet are still on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got the sword on your back. You
Okay.
still have I believe you still have one. You have a gun in one hand, unless you put that away.
Well, I had intended to put it away when I walked, so let's say that I did that when I packed.
So you have 2 empty hands right now. That's how you're restrained. You're holding off.
That was the plan.
The chicken, right? Hardy is losing his mind right now. Oh no! It's going to happen again! Please no! Don't do this to me!
We've made it through before already.
No, third time's a charm. Don't you see what I am? A cat. I am not a chicken nugget.
Kill the dragon.
I don't want stomach acid all over my feather hat.
There you go. We'll take off the hat.
Oh, he's going to. You know what? That's a good idea. He's going to pop the hat off and like kind of fling it at Dismas, who catches it. So Dismas is holding the hat now.
It's a little familiar fun.
Does Dismas like put it on his head, on his own head?
No, Dismas just catches it and is looking at it, not fully knowing what to do with it yet.
Dismas is drunk and confused.
And
Hardy
armed with a
is-
hat.
Okay, what did they say you do when you get eaten? Tuck and roll. Is that what we do? We tuck and roll.
Get in the bag, Hardy. We're going to be just fine.
There's not enough time for him to get in the bag. He's just clinging to you, like just very tightly clinging to you. Gimlet, it's your turn. You just saw all of this, and you also have heard Lima run over. Ghostblade, you've also heard this as well, as Lima's run over and is clearly talking to her brother. Gimlet, what do you do? It's your turn.
I don't know. I don't think we want to kill this thing. Do we know if it understands us at all?
Give me a history check.
All right. 13.
Nobody cast command on it, and it understood the command. So yes.
All right. Well, let's one up the command with a suggestion. I am going to suggest to it that it put the tiefling down and fly away.
What's the saving throw?
DC 14, wisdom.
That is a 19.
Oh,
Dang it.
That is a 19 on the die. No mods.
All right. Well, then it is not going to do any of those things. And that's about it.
Is there anything else you could do? Or are you going to move at all? Or are you going to stay where you are?
No, I guess I'm just going to stay where I am and see, I guess, what Dismas gets up to.
Yeah, if you look over, Dismas is holding, just like kind of holding that hat and then puts it on to the sideways. It's not even on his head correctly.
Gimlet will sort of gesture like to turn the hat.
He turns it the opposite way. It's still not on correct, but it's reversed.
He'll just sort of face palm and then be like, good job, Dismas. Good job.
Monkey thumbs. Okay. Ghostblade, it's your turn.
Do I have any perception of whether this fire chicken is good or bad? Like, do I want to any knowledge of whether this is something I want to attack or?
Well, so to paint the picture, so you've literally just taken your weapon out of that guy that you had slain. And as you look over, you're seeing Lima run across talking to one of the rogues. You see Dismas catch the hat and then put it on sideways. You see the chicken has grabbed nobody and they're still on the ground. So this is everything you're kind of seeing. Gimlet is behind nobody. And as you think on that, give me an insight check to see your insight checking the Dragon Hawk.
Oh, 7.
On a 7, you do not know if right now it is a threat. However, you recall the last time you had encountered this when you got to the city the first time, it wasn't a threat then. It wasn't trying to fight you then. But you do not know if it's trying what it's trying to do now.
All right, so I'm gonna run up and not for purposes of causing damage, but just kind of hit this thing to distract him from nobody.
So non-lethal damage.
Non-lethal damage.
What are you hitting it with?
Honestly, just kind of trying to body check it to distract him from nobody, because I have no idea what's going on. I can just see nobody being attacked by this, and I want to kind of distract it.
Right. Okay. Give me an athletics check.
21.
Yeah, 21 is enough. Are you attacking its leg or are you going for its body?
I'm going for the leg.
Yeah. Okay. So you run over and nobody, you'll see as Ghostblade comes charging over the bridge, and then boom, goes shoulder right into the leg, and it does kind of buckle the bird a little bit, and it's going to roll an 18 to continue restraining you. So you're still being held, and you feel yourself being wiggled back and forth by this thing. And with that, nobody, it's your turn.
My friends are here. All right. Well, command didn't work the first time. I am going to try to climb on to the dragon.
I mean, you are restrained, and it's on in its beak, though.
Well, am I
out?
in its beak? Is its beak? Is it pressing me or is it restraining me?
It's restraining you, so you'd have to get free of it first. So if you
All right,
want,
so
give me a strength check.
We're going to try to
Can
wiggle
you just
out.
climb down its throat?
Thank you for your suggestion, Gimlet. We're going to try to do this on the outside of the beast this time.
Oh, that's a new strategy. We're not familiar with that one.
All right.
So I'm going to try to wiggle out and close the beak and keep a grip on it, which ultimately has the grand plan of climbing up.
Nobody, roll your strength check to get out. Or athletics. I think it's the same thing for you.
15.
Yeah, 15. That's a success. Yeah, amongst the impact that it just had from Ghostblade, you pull its beak out enough to sidestep out of it, but you still have your hands on it, and you climb on top of it. Yeah, you've succeeded.
Excellent.
What do you do?
Well, right then, I'm just going to try to ride it out. We're going to try to get ourselves a dragon hawk.
So you've grabbed onto its neck, and you have gotten on top of it. You've mounted the creature. You're holding it. You're holding on to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Lima's turn. Now, Lima, you're in front of Kovas here. Dismas is like kind of next to you. You see him wearing his little hat, but it's crooked. But Kovas is in front of you. He's like, "No, Lima, you don't understand. I found out Mom was taken. She's not dead. She's alive."
What was the source of this information? Who told you this?
Ryan, the Black Knight, was recruiting people who've been impacted.
The same Black Knight that just destroyed 2 of the 3 magical trees in this world?
Yes, they all need to go. It's the only way we can get Mom back.
What are you talking about?
Yes, look, you see all these creatures? This creature right here, this dragon thing, it's not from here. There are countless creatures that are invading our world. We have been fighting them and trying to stop them. And I'm only doing this to get Mom back.
I think you have things wrong. I don't think you see things the way that they actually are, Kovas.
First, give me an insight check.
Okay.
I think we're the ones being deceived.
23.
On a 23, you know for a fact he is not lying. What he is telling you, he firmly believes to be true.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that he's been deceived by someone, and I think he's so desperate to have our mom back that he is willing to do whatever to try to make that happen and to believe anything to make that happen.
Fair, that completely
basically
fair point.
Until Lima tells him that.
Yeah. No, it's not like that. I haven't hurt anybody here. I'm only doing this so we can get over there and bring Mom back.
Mm-hmm.
Kovas, people have been hurt. Many people have been hurt. And if that 3rd tree is destroyed, that means that there's no magic in this world. None
Is that
at
true?
all.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
This feels like a certain MCU movie.
You'll have to be more clear because even I don't know which one.
The 7 Sun Sea and the 7 rings.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which
That's
one?
right.
Shang-Chi.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
The 10 rings.
That's
10 rings.
There's
Right.
only 7. Ghostblade took 3.
I took 3.
I thought it was Gimlet.
Yeah, what do you mean there's
Gimlet
only
stole
4
one
rings?
from me. I only have 2.
I will make it canon now that Dismas is wearing 7 rings on his arms. They don't do anything. They're just cosmetics, but he's got them.
He's just been stealing them and he can't make them work. He's just like, hey.
We'll find the other 3.
Well, what we have here is diametrically opposed positions, so I don't know what Lima's going to do.
No,
Oh, man.
we have to
So-
figure out that last tree.
So Lima's she's gonna turn back to the Dragonhawk and she's gonna go back to nobody with her amulet to try what nobody had wanted to try.
Nobody's riding the creature right now. He's like holding on. The creature is beginning to get really aggressive. It's gonna try to shake him off. Ghostblade has just like body checked this thing, and you approach. And what do you do with your amulet, which, to be clear, is not glowing right now?
Dang it! I don't know. I don't have any.
You
I
hold
don't
it
have
out?
any. Yeah, I guess so. Just hold it out like so that the Dragonhawk can see it.
Well, so you're behind it. You're behind the creature. Do you move?
Okay,
in
so
front of
she's gonna run around to the front.
it? Okay,
And do that.
right. Let me see if it sees you. It sees you with a 12.
Okay.
It definitely sees you. You run out in front of it. You hold up your amulet, and you hear Kova saying, "No, don't!" And as it's looking down at you, and it begins to like flail around, as it sees you, it gets even more aggressive.
Ooh.
It gets angrier.
Oh no.
Nobody.
Backfired.
Nobody, to be clear, nobody. Where is the stick that you picked up?
Stick is in my bag.
It's in your bag?
Mm-hmm.
It is sticking out of your bag?
Well, I mean, it's in my bag. I mean, it's the bag is open. We don't keep the bag closed in general. It's for lounging for Hardy. So there's
Is
there's
it
a
on
bag
you?
of stuff. Well, yeah, I have a satchel. It's not a fanny pack, but it's a satchel.
This is
It's
the
a
boomstick?
fashionable satchel.
This is a merce. It's a man purse.
It's a satchel. You know, it's a bag that carries goods for me around. It's a satchel.
merce.
And it's pink.
That is a
It's a
light
merce.
burgundy. It's a satchel.
And Hardy has used it to go very bathroom many times.
And we have cleaned it out since then. It is a delightful bag.
Well, with that, nobody.
Yes.
Lima runs in front of the Dragon Hawk. You're holding on to it. You're still holding on to it fine.
Yeah.
But the creature is beginning to get really aggressive, and Hardy in your ear, just like kind of holding on to your neck, not painfully, but just clinging to you. I really don't like this. This is a really terrible ride.
Is it my turn?
I mean, you can respond to that. You don't have to do anything, but
Hardy, I think this is a good idea. Just stick with me, big guy.
what is she doing down there with amulets?
I'm worried this isn't a great idea, but we have to see what these amulets do. They're clearly the key to everything, Hardy.
Wait, nobody. What is glowing on your back?
What? So I look and see if I can perceive something on my back.
Yeah, there is the stick that you are wearing.
Okay.
Is glowing now.
Ooh.
Green. As Lima's holding the amulet up at you and the dragon.
You keep calling it a stick. Is this the thingy that stabbed him?
No,
No,
the
it's from
stick
the
is
first
from the
tree.
first
This is
tree.
Oh,
the
there's
first
first tree. Oh, that's right.
A
Oh, I
little,
forgot about
little
this.
tree branch.
It's glowing green, Lima.
Why is it getting brighter?
It's green.
I don't like this color.
It's green.
I don't really see many colors, but I definitely don't like this one.
Hardy needs to give us a list of acceptable colors.
I think
colorblind.
Lima's gonna say to shout out to nobody, like, throw the stick to me, so she can hold the amulet and the stick at the same time.
So
I
it's
don't know
now
what
a
that's gonna
magic
do.
wand.
Okay.
Basically.
I attempt to throw the stick to Lima.
Nobody, as you put your hands on the stick and
Uh-oh.
pull it from your bag,
Don't like this.
that green color covers you and Hardy and the Dragon Hawk.
Oh
And
no!
Lima, you watch as your amulet begins to glow just enough to illuminate, matching the same color of them, and they vanish.
You tricked me,
No.
David.
You want to take that stick?
Hey,
You want to do something with that?
hey, it was the Chekhov's gun, okay? If you pick it up, something has to happen with it.
Every episode, people were saying, "Does he still have that stick?" I was like,
Does he still have this stick? He
Oh,
does
the stick.
have the stick. Nobody, you disappear. We'll get to that
Okay,
in
sure.
just a second. The rest of you watch as Nobody and Hardy and oh gosh, he vanished. Wait, bring him back. He has to hear
He took
this.
that literally.
I'd like to know. I see in the chat somebody says Nate wouldn't have fallen for that. That's cold.
Some next level shade.
I did
Wow.
so well today.
Talk about dab on the haters. Wowee.
You got to be nice to Nobody. He lost a brother in like a disappearing, like.
I did well.
I think he
today.
lost that brother a long time ago, from what it sounds like.
Philosophically true.
Cool. But the rest of you are now here. Ghostblade, you kind of fall over a little bit as you were leaning on this chicken. But it's gone, and you're all here. Dismas, finally gets his hat right.
Excellent.
What an
Good
update.
work, little buddy.
Nobody. You
Yes.
find yourself still riding the chicken, but in a completely different place. You are in what looks like some kind of a forest. And as you're looking around, there's nothing here. The dragon hawk has kind of calmed. Doesn't really realize that you're there at this point, so it's like kind of still looking around. And Hardy just kind of like whispers and like quietly says, "Don't move."
I don't move.
It is going to get angry if you move.
I'm not moving.
Okay. Do you see that thing over there?
What is he showing me?
As you look around, you start to see that this forest that is dense has a lot of creatures moving around in it, many of which you do not recognize. And off in the tree line, all you see is this, what must be a hulking creature, larger than the dragon hawk, as a large yellow eye just kind of clocks you from the tree line.
Oof.
And that's where we're ending today's episode of Lawyers and Dragons, folks.
Oh no!
Oh no. Indeed. Right?
Oh, no, maybe
Last
Kovas
week,
is right.
last week you ended impaled. This week you end up a snack. Like
Again.
A giant
Yeah,
yellow
and I
eye
was
from the
like-
forest, huh?
It's like the
Just
Sauron.
we're having to spend so much time saving nobody.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like the Matt Damon of our group.
I don't know. To be fair, he handled that impaling pretty dang well.
He really
He's
did.
doing work.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so I guess I'm lost in the woods.
In time and space.
Lost in the woods. Yeah. Thank you so
I was
much,
thinking
everybody,
like the TV show.
for Lawyers and Dragons today. David, amazing as always. I'm super thrilled that I lived through that episode. It was touch and go there for a minute. Thank you so much to Ian of Runkle the Bailey, Gimlet Otterfiegel, and his very well-mannered, happy family, I guess. I don't know.
Don't
Fellow
know what that's like.
fellow poor family relations member, Alyte of Legal Bytes, and Lima going through some stuff on her own, and random side commentary, sing-song, also just sniffing whatever, Rob of Lumber Loss, of Lumber Loss, of Lawn Lumber,
Maybe encountering the souls that he's taken.
encountering the souls he's taken,
Chaotic.
going through his entire sequence from Metal Gear Solid 3. We're going to see it all play out on the next episode of Lawyers and Dragons. David, you're amazing. Check him out at Prototopics. David, you just launched a new show, right?
Yeah, we got a new Star Wars show running. It's only a couple episodes long, but yeah, we're 2 episodes in, 1 left. It's really good.
Nice.
Simple.
Nice.
You like it.
It's like Bad Guys, right? It's called like Scum and Villainy.
Yes, yeah. So it's a High Republic era. So before midichlorians in episode 1, it's just a bunch of bounty hunters working for some bad guys.
Midichlorians were
Ooh.
always with us, folks. Always.
Oh, no.
Before they were canonized.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a fantastic Saturday, everyone. And so that you know, Lawyers and Dragons Season 1, Trees of Eternity, is going to be wrapping up Season 1 very, very soon. David, do we have an announcement? on this?
Yeah, next week is the final episode of this season, folks.
No.
Yes. So,
We have
first of all,
so much to do.
it is
Is it going to be a 4-hour episode? Please, can we?
That's your call, folks.
It is. We'll talk behind the scenes, everybody. But it has been a wonderful season. Tell your friends. We're going to have the finale next week. And I am told by everybody on this panel that there will be more Lawyers and Dragons. So like James Bond, we will return. But will we look the same? Who knows? One day we might be Daniel Craig. One day we might be Pierce Brosnan. We have no idea. Either way, I want to say to everyone here, we have almost 1,000 people. We've had almost 1,000 people or more in all these episodes all season. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. And we can't do it without fun chats and fun polls. You guys voted for the trees are good, not bad. So you're siding with Lima on what's going down in the plot line. We'll see if you're right. Probably next week.
Good
I can't make
option.
promises for David. But I just wanted to say, everybody, that you all are very awesome. And if you want to check out the store, co-counsel, Mrs. Hoeglaw added a bunch of Lawyers and Dragons stuff into the store. Christmas themed, holiday themed, winter themed. You guys can check that out. And like I said, to all my friends on this panel, even when Rob tries to get us into a PG-13 category, I love you all.
Not always my fault.
It is always
This
your
time
fault.
it was. It was definitely your fault this time.
And I'll see you hopefully next week. It's going to be a great time. Have a great weekend, everybody.